forward because hearing, I need to see if it's real or not. And it can't possibly, like, my windows are closed and my car is sealed, so there's no way that I'm, like, hearing somebody. But on the off chance that I am. Okay, so, like, the reason why I started recording was because I heard she's loaded. And then it's almost like I can. This sounds so. It just sounds crazy. How do I even begin to preface this? So time isn't linear, right? And everything is happening all at one time. That's the theory anyway. If that's true, then it's almost as if I can hear people or beings or whatever that are. This sounds so crazy, especially when I say it out loud. It's like I can hear the people that are viewing this moment in time, that are observing this moment in time. Because it's like I can commentary, and it's not always like that I'm doing. It's even sometimes like, this sounds ridiculous. Because I really think I just have really good hearing, and I can hear like people that are either looking at my car and seeing what's going on or whatever, and so they're just making comments. But sometimes it doesn't feel that way, and sometimes it feels like I'm hearing other shit. And all I can really do is laugh because, like, there's. I tried to talk to a therapist about this my junior year, and they're like, you need to go to the hospital. And I'm like, I can't because, one, I'm in school. I'm not about to be institutionalized again because, you know, I've been in hospitals in the past for my eating disorder. And so now that I've, like, recovered 4 years strong now, I'm 100% determined to never be in a hospital ever again. No matter what I'm going through, you know, especially because I'm still in college. I cannot afford to not graduate. You know what I mean? I can't get stuck in a hospital and then this entire semester be wasted and I have to take out more loans. Like, I can't afford it. Like, I'm already heavily in debt right now because I chose to go back to school. I cannot. I can't do this. I cannot afford for this to be happening right now. So I'll handle it, you know, once I graduate. I've made it this long, right? I have 3 more weeks. I can do this. And it's not like it's anything detrimental. Like, it's just weird stuff. It's just commentary on, like, what I'm doing. Or it's commentary of, like, it's like almost like I can hear as if it's almost as if it's like that. It's like I can hear observations of either what I'm doing or side commentary that's not even directed at me, but it sounds crazy. That's what it is. And, like, I don't really know how to I don't know how to reconcile with this at all. I just try to ignore it, but sometimes I can hear, like, I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes it's muffled, and then sometimes it's super loud and clear, but it sounds like it's far away. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And that's why I think, oh, well, maybe my hearing's just a little too good, and I'm hearing someone at a campsite down the way that can either see into my car somehow, which, I mean, is a possibility. Somebody could, from relative distance, see inside of my vehicle. And so they're making comments and I can hear that. But, like, what if it's not, you know? And, like, it's like just stemming from my brain. Like, I don't know how to handle this. Because, like, I already had, like, enough mental health problems, you know, like, I was battled depression, I have generalized anxiety, so it's just constant. Therapists are, like, going back and forth between whether or not I'm bipolar, or they've also considered borderline personality disorder, which is just like it's mostly an emotional regulation disorder. So, like, I'm already dealing with that. Like, I don't want another thing. I don't know, man. It's more annoying than anything. I mean, I've had a couple of episodes where I was terrified, and it was really short. It didn't last that long. It was more just like it was a complete like out of body experience. The first time I was watching like some BTS video. Yeah, I was watching a music video, and then all of a sudden, because I had headphones on. Oh, this is so weird. I don't know how to explain it, but it was almost as if I was like connected with like everyone else that was watching that video, and it was like a shared experience, and I don't know how to explain it. It was like the weirdest thing. It was like an audience type of situation, and then I felt like I was performing for everyone that I was having this shared experience with. I don't even know if this makes sense. It doesn't. It was just weird. And then it stopped, and I think it was, that happened, maybe it was like 30 minutes, something like that, I think. Or it could have been longer, I don't really know. And then the second time, it felt like I had, and sounds so cliche, it's like the feeling of like waking up from reality. Like it was almost as if, I don't know, everything around me just felt surreal. Everything felt organic. Like I don't. This sounds stupid. I don't know how to put it into words. Everything felt more real than you imagine it to be now. And I don't know how to explain it, but all I kept thinking was like, why are we doing what we're doing? Why are we um, processing reality this way? Like, why are we? This sounds crazy. I don't know how to explain it. Why are we living like this? Why are we, waking up, going into a job, doing whatever? Why are we living in houses like this? Why are we? Everything felt completely insignificant, and all I could just kept questioning was why? Like, why are we living like this? I mean, it didn't make sense, and that we're just wasting our consciousness on this. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it. It was terrifying. That lasted like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Got to a point where I just started crying because like I didn't know what to do. And like I'm not a crier. Like I don't cry. I think I've cried maybe a handful of times in my life, and that put me out. That was debilitating. There's just been other times like, and I started writing them down. At first, I thought the neighbors were talking about me. It was so weird. I could hear, because I mean, our houses, they're really close together. And I thought neighbors like, talking constantly, but then, and it was like, it was commentary. It was like, oh, it was like shit I was doing. And then it got to a point where I was like, well, they can't see what I'm doing. So this couldn't possibly be right. Like, it doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'm not a therapist. I'm not gonna diagnose myself, but this shit is happening more often. So it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. Very annoying. Like one time I thought I heard music coming from the closet. Music from like the 20s. It was crazy. And I was like, what is happening? Like, why? And I thought it was just weird. And it was only like in the corner of the pantry. It was the food pantry in the kitchen. I just opened it and I was reaching for something. And at first I thought it was the neighbors playing like some 20s music. But I'm like, they listen to banda. Like they're not ones to play music from the 20s, okay? So I went outside thinking, oh, okay. But no, there was nothing there. And I was like, huh. So then I went back into the kitchen, and then I went into the pantry and I put my ear to the corner again and I heard it again. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? So I don't know. That felt paranormal, and I don't like to use that word because I can't say I don't believe, because that's not true. Um, there are a lot of things in this universe that we can't explain. Crazy to think about. I digress. I was just trying to make sure that I wasn't here. Unless somebody from a different campsite that can see into my car and say she's loaded. I'm not. I'm broke, but I'm starting to accumulate a savings. But this is the first time I've ever had savings in my life. And that's because I'm not paying rent anymore. So, trying to process all of this. And I think even just talking about it more confuses me even more. And it makes it even the more uncomfortable because there's no